Dax Harwood, do you have a match of the week for our listeners here?
So I can't lie to you. I came unprepared today for match of the week, for a definitive match of the week because I was busy with my family. Cash and I, which we didn't get into this, but Cash and I went to Lexington this week to see Mark. We wanted to be there for him. I drove 5 hours from my house to be there with him, to let him know we were,
Those were the pictures of you and Mark.
Yep.
With the Fightful Awards.
Yep, where we won the Fightful Awards. And unfortunately, as soon as those pictures were taken, I bent down to pick up my other awards, and the Fightful Award fell out of the case and completely shattered into a million pieces. So luckily, Cash gave me his, which I have displayed up here right now. And great guy Sean Ross Sapp is having Cash another one being made right now. But yes, so I was in Lexington, and then I came home, hung out with the family. My wife and I had a date night last night, 2 nights ago. And today I watched the whole NXT TakeOver event. But coming up with a match of the week is so easy for me because I am such a fucking wrestling nerd that it makes me sick, almost vomiting right here.
I was going to say, yeah, go ahead.
In all the episodes that we've had, did you know that I haven't produced a Bret Hart match yet?
Not yet. Not a Bret Hart match yet.
So I'm going to do that today. And my Bret Hart match today is Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. But it's not the SummerSlam match that everyone raves about. And that one's incredible too. This is my personal favorite match they had, was the King of the Ring 1993 match. And this was one of the 3 matches that made me fall in love with wrestling and made me decide that's what I want to do for a living. The storytelling is beyond beautiful in this match. These 2 guys had to toe a very careful line. 2 baby faces, right? One, the perennial baby face in Bret Hart, and Mr. Perfect, who had just turned babyface at the previous Survivor Series with Macho Man Randy Savage. So they had to toe this careful line where Perfect couldn't lean too much into being a heel because the people might turn on him, and they couldn't lose faith in Bret as their perennial babyface because that's who the babyface the company was going to go with because Hogan's leaving coming up. The match is so beautifully told, so beautifully paced. They pick up where they pick up the spots when they need to. They bring it back down to get the fans involved so the fans can register what's happening. It's such a masterclass in selling from both guys. Bret, the most underrated seller ever, I think, because he sold so realistically, and it wasn't an over-the-top babyface sell that sometimes people forget how great of a seller he was. But then on top of that, the forearms and the punches and the lifters that these guys were giving each other, and the chops that Perfect was giving Bret, so physical, so tight. It just one of the that's one match I probably could watch every single day and not get tired of it.
And that's Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect at King of the Ring 93.
Yep, King of the Ring 93. And Bret does something in that match. He makes his comeback, and then he starts working on the leg after his comeback. Something a lot of baby faces, probably myself included, are afraid to do because we'd be afraid to, quote unquote, lose the fans. Right. Bret was so secure in his work, so secure in his abilities, and so secure in the fact that he knew he could get them back anytime he wanted to. He did that there, and it's a beautiful piece of work, dude.